Tenant Insurance Made Easy is going to be presented by Bryan.Mosser of SBOA Tenant Insurance and MACALUSO of Best Self-Storage Insurance and SBOA Tenant Insurance. In fact, Mario, I think my very first property that I ever bought in storage was insured by Mario over 22 years ago. And some fun times over the years, and Bryan and I got to know each other real well. Bryan is the Senior Vice President of Sales for SBOATI and is a knowledgeable insurance industry executive. And thanks, Bryan, for joining us today. Also an excellent golfer. Everyone should know that. Very important. Mario, not as much, but Mario is the president of Best Self Storage Insurance and is also one of the founding members of SBOATI. Actually, Mario and I kind of together kind of came up with the idea. So Mario began his insurance career over 30 years ago. He's also a newly appointed board member and program manager for Charity Storage. And guys, I'll let you guys get started. And I'll let you know if any questions come in, but I know you have a great presentation. And thanks again for being here.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian.
Here we go. All right. So what we want to go through today, we have a 20-minute window here. So we'll try to go through these line items as quick as possible. But if there's any questions, please let us know. So really just the foundation of what is tenant insurance and why it's important at the facilities and why it's important as an owner. Why offering tenant insurance at your locations is so important and how it's changed throughout the years. Talking about the technology of tenant insurance, COVID definitely has helped speed that up. So we're going to touch on that. And then looking at the TI program specifically and talking about the benefits of offering TI. And then if we have time at the end, we'll go through and have an open discussion.
So what is tenant insurance? Most tenant insurance programs are designed to specifically cover the tenant's contents while they're stored at the facility. Most of the programs, especially the SBOA tenant insurance program, we were the first to come out with a zero deductible for covering the tenant's belongings. We early on, like Ian said, we recognized as we designed this program, we recognize that most operators can control certain types of losses by having security fencing and security lights, security cameras. But the reality is most operators and their site managers can't prevent every type of loss. So tenant insurance is designed to cover those losses that are outside the control of the operator or their management company. There are different types of programs to choose from. We at SBOA choose to offer an insurance product rather than a protection plan. And as we go through the presentation, we'll share with you some of the reasons why. So why offer tenant insurance? Tenant insurance, we believe, decreases the owner's liability when a loss occurs. Let's say, for example, there's a hurricane, a tornado, or like we've seen in California, the wildfires. Those are claims that really are out of the control of the operator. And even though operators will advertise that their facility is secure and well protected, as they are, you still can't control those acts of God that may occur. Tenant insurance, by at least offering tenant insurance, you actually protect yourself and your management and management company from any potential liability where a tenant tries to push that responsibility onto you. There's also an enhanced revenue stream by offering tenant insurance. Most of the programs offer an administrative fee for simply offering the product to your tenant. Another reason why is the claims process with our insurance product is hassle-free. Managers are responsible for renting the unit and making sure they're providing great customer service. The last thing a manager really wants to do is get involved in the claim service. And our insurance program actually has licensed adjusters nationwide to handle those claims for the operator. So and the managers, so that the managers can focus in on their core business. We believe offering tenant insurance also increases the customer satisfaction. anytime something happens to a tenant's belongings, we believe by having insurance in place for that tenant and at least offering that insurance, you're adding another level of satisfaction and customer service, really. Also, tenant insurance provides a gap for the homeowner insurance policy. Most homeowner insurance policies have a $500 or $1,000 deductible, and so if something happens to a tenant's belongings, that zero deductible that we offer provides that gap. And then in addition, it's convenient, it's cost effective. It starts as low as $7 a month, and it's the programs are a pay with rent program.
So the technology really has changed, and it was really catapulted with COVID, with the kiosk and the touchless vendors that can go out. The customers can go out there, and you don't have the interaction from the employee. Online has been really amplified over the past 18 months, where a lot of facilities have gone to an online type renting solution. And in the past, that was just something that was that was just not even thought of. Really, you go back 5 years ago, and it was just something that everyone felt it needed to be in the store and have the employees in the store. Now, having the website, the point of sale systems, the kiosk all linked in, and that makes it very easy to tie in the tenant insurance to those kiosks and the online solutions. So it really has changed, and we're seeing it every month. More facilities are picking up, whether it's an online portal or a kiosk. We're seeing definitely an uptick recently. Brian, did you want to go through this one? Or?
Sure. Common benefits of a good tenant insurance program. There's no deductible. So coverage is provided on a primary basis with our program. So it's going to pay first, even if the tenant has other insurance in place. The great thing about tenant insurance is that there's no long-term commitment. So as the tenant, it's a month-to-month policy. So that it coincides with the way most rental agreements are presented to the tenant at the time that they're renting a unit. As I mentioned earlier, it's convenient. It's pay with rent, and it's low cost. It starts as low as $9 or $7 a month, all the way on up, depending on the limit that the tenant chooses. It helps cover the gap of insurance, the homeowner insurance product. We believe, as mentioned before, that it provides an elevated level of customer service. There's 100% burglary coverage. That's the most common claim that we see nationwide. And so whatever limit the tenant's purchased, there's 100% burglary coverage limit provided. The great thing also with the programs are there's no underwriting delay, meaning if you rent a unit, you're automatically qualified because we've underwritten the facility. And then I'll mention here as well, when the tenant files a claim, this is not going on their homeowner clue report, the comprehensive loss underwriting exchange that's typical with an auto policy or homeowner policy. Our program doesn't report to those underwriting exchanges. And then also it allows the tenant to be in compliance with their lease agreement. We've seen most lease agreements have a provision in them whereby the tenant must provide some form of insurance, and ours is an option for those tenants.
Another nice thing about the TI program is we do have in-house adjusters. We do not vendor out our claims adjusters. They are in-house. They're available 24/7. They are all fully licensed in all 50 states. So they're able to adjust claims. And in the chance that there is a catastrophe like a hurricane or an earthquake, up in the Northeast, we have the winter storms. So we have availability for CAT teams, and the catastrophe teams are available to go out and assess facilities at a large level and settle claims for the customers quickly. So the claim handling is just as important solution for having the convenience of at the point of sale, but also on the back end to have the claims expertise there and the licensing and all of the really the expertise in handling the claims.
And what to look for in a tenant insurance program. Really, you want to see if the tenant insurance program that's being offered fits your needs. We at SBOA TI, we have several different programs that are available depending on the size of the operator, depending on what their risk tolerance also is. We actually have several different programs that we can offer to an operator. And we encourage you to reach out to Bryan and myself so that we can discuss those with you in more detail. We also have a program that if you want to require your tenants to have some form of insurance, we can provide you with language so that the tenant is in compliance with their lease. And then also, if you're going to be more lax with the verbiage in your lease, there's a voluntary program as well. It's important to ask what rating the insurance company is. We use A-rated insurance companies behind our programs. You also want to ask, do you need a specialty self-storage and license? That's known as the limited lines license. I'll make a comment here. The SSA has done a fabulous job in working with all the various states throughout the country in order to assist operators to obtain that limited lines license. In speaking with Joe Doherty from the SSA, I understand that there's over 40 states now that have the limited lines license, and there's 2 other states where there's an exemption. So they've done a fabulous job over the last 10 years in making that available. You also want to ask if the tenant insurance provider provides training. Do they provide you marketing materials? As Bryan mentioned, with regard to claims, are there licensed adjusters handling the claims? And then in addition, the training, one thing that I really admire about all the work that Cornerstone has done that's behind the SBOA tenant insurance program is providing an online training platform to make it easy for managers to provide training to provide operators to provide training to their managers. We recognize that there is some turnover in our industry, and having an online module makes it so much more efficient. And then in addition, it's date stamped and time stamped. So if anyone wanted to check what the training roster is like, we have the credentials. Mm-hmm. And then again, the customer service. Do they handle their claims on time? Do you get a response back from their team?
So why choose SBOA? We're definitely trusted with over 1,950 facilities. Actually, I think we've passed that. I think we just passed over the 2,000 facilities. We have 13 of the top operators in the ISS. Like Mario mentioned, we do use AM Best A-rated paper for our program. Licensed account managers, and not only once you're onboarded with us, those account managers help you go through the training before you get onboarded, and even go through as a new facility or someone that was interested in switching to SBOA TI, walk you through the process, walk you through how everything works, explain the program to you, and kind of hold your hand through that entire process. So having a licensed account manager is crucial in the success of the program. Also talking about your penetration, how the lease compliance works, why it's important, and show you examples of other facilities that are using it and how their numbers have increased in the insurance. So our onboarding, like Mario mentioned, we have the online training. We help you with the licensing. Our marketing materials are free, so we help you. We get the brochures out to you, and in some cases, we've even customized those materials to fit the location's needs with their logo, if that's necessary. We're definitely a compliant-based organization, so we follow the state and federal insurance laws, and we have a compliance department that handles all of the licensing and then all of the insurance changes that are going on within each state. We're up to speed on how they operate. We talked about our 24-hour claims center and the importance of that, and we're available in all 50 states, including DC and Puerto Rico. So it looks like we have a little bit of time left if there's any questions.
Guys, I don't see any questions, but a great presentation. I think there's I don't know, how many years in a row now? 8 or 9 years winning.
9 years.
9 years
9
winning
years.
best of business for storage. I give it up to. I agree with Mario, and there's certainly been a great amount of work that's been done on the back end of the shop, by Cornerstone. Really gives great comfort with the amount of regulatory and compliance work that's being done, and makes me sleep really well at night, knowing that this is all getting done. So, really a job well done. Is there something that you guys, you see that has been, kind of more attractive to customers? I mean, do you think that there's a balance between people wanting to make more money on the insurance, but also wanting to keep it, keep themselves safe, knowing that they're not necessarily in the insurance business, they're really in the storage business? Maybe talk a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, I think you just hit the nail on the head, Ian. It's the peace of mind, and we do hear that there's some competitors out there that may pay a little bit more as far as an admin fee, but our compliance, the way that we handle claims, the way that we handle licensing, and the training that we do, definitely sets us apart.
Yeah, and Ian, I would echo what Bryan just said, because there's a reason why we've won Best in Business 9 years in a row. And that reason, our core customers, like Bryan said, we have now over 2,000 facilities. We have some of the top operators in the industry, and those operators recognize that storage is their primary business, and tenant insurance is an ancillary product. And so, do they make money from it? Absolutely, but that's not their core motivation for offering the tenant insurance. It's really to provide an elevated level of customer service, provide protection, and it's just plainly good risk management. So I think there's as you mentioned, Cornerstone's done a fabulous job in making sure that our customers feel comfortable with the program. And when it comes time for, voting Best in Business, I mean, their vote speaks volumes, and it's been consistent for 9 years.
Yeah, I mean, I know Kyle touched a lot about this, and I have as well. I mean, it's just relationships are key, and I think just taking good care of customers and making sure that they feel comfortable is a big part of the battle.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, great, guys. This is very helpful and informative, and obviously, you guys out there, if you want to learn more about SBOA tenant insurance, please reach out. To SBOATI, either Bryan or Mario. I'd be happy to talk to you and share some details with you. And guys, really appreciate you being here. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.